All right, going live on YouTube, Rumble, and X. I believe my homie Double D is going to be going live here in a little bit. So I'm just kind of putzing around, building some Astartes Typhons, I believe they're called, which are basically land raiders with giant battle cannons. Here we go. Yeah, like symbols. Let's see. Um, I am giving my Typhons heavy bolters for their sponson mount weapon. I think they'll be better. Anyway, I need to get in touch with my brother and see if he is what he's doing. I watched Shadow's video on AI. Thought it was pretty good. I still have some confusions about things, but you know, that's normal for me. Happy New Year to you, Michael Stronghold. And may your stronghold stand unviolated for the next year at least. See? That's a cool kind of fantasy thing, you know? Just got home from Knoxville, was up there messing around with dirty, filthy hookers, right? Because that's what you do when you go to Knoxville. Right now, there's people in Knoxville being like, wait a minute. We don't do that in Knoxville. Like, oh, you're right. That's West Memphis. Sorry, my bad. Happy New Year, Jeff. How are you, sir? Um, let's add Haas to the stream since that was
Yeah, my neighbor took me out for my birthday.
for your birthday.
Yeah, we went. Me and my neighbor and the boys, we went and checked out an aquarium. Then we went to a really big, like, used bookstore that's got every freaking thing you can imagine.
I don't know. I can imagine a lot.
It had musical instruments, CDs, old vinyl, manga, like,
But did it have a copy of the Necronomicon
probably.
and Wormius's Latin?
Probably.
Okay, bummed out about Tim Kask. The only reason I can imagine you being bummed out about Tim Kask is he passed away. And that would be unfortunate. But hey, guys, one thing you learn to deal with as you get older is that not a week goes by that someone you don't know has an issue, you know?
Oh, yeah. Did Mom tell you about our cousin Judy?
Judy, as in
Judy
Mary's
McKean,
daughter.
Cheryl's daughter? Yeah.
Oh, Cheryl, not Gary. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
She died.
Why?
Dropped dead of a heart attack.
Well, I mean, you know, again, I'm not trying to be callous, but
Yeah, it
I
happens.
mean, you and I are at that age where at any minute we could fall
Yeah,
over. That'd just be it, you know, be straining a little too hard on the toilet bowl. And
yeah, they're saying I'm 6 years overdue.
that's what they say. I know because that's what my doctor said.
About
You,
Jeff,
not me, about you.
the big one up in Knoxville. It's got like everything.
See, I've been to the aquarium in Chattanooga, not to the aquarium in Knoxville. And the aquarium in Chattanooga is freaking, it's insane.
We're talking about the bookstore.
Yeah, but you started with aquarium.
Yep.
And yeah, my wife, we were going to Kentucky and she didn't tell me. So we went to sleep that night in Tennessee, right? Thinking, yeah, we'll be to Kentucky by, we'll be at mom's house by tomorrow evening or whatever, right? And then on the way, she pulls over, and I wasn't really paying attention. I'm just like, do. Yep, it had to be. Tim Cass passed away. Yep. And, well, damn. It turned out that she had got like tickets and like all this special stuff for me so I could go see the otters and everything. But she
Oh,
didn't
James.
tell me. She wanted to surprise me.
Say
And
hello to
she did.
James, Cody, Death Angel,
Yeah.
Bloodworth.
Bloodworth. Well, I mean, like I said, it is very sad that we have a passing away of one of the luminaries of the hobby. But and I'm not saying everyone should take my point of view on this, but once you get in your 50s, it's like at least once a month somebody you look up to or like or something dies.
Yeah. And
It
then
just sucks. So that's going to suck too because I think Tim Cass might have been on the menu for Dave Con.
then my neighbor took us out to this hibachi place with all you can eat sushi.
And so now that's going to be a thing. What's up, Bloodworth? My fellow GI.
Yeah, we went out today because
Yeah, I
a lot
wouldn't
of
recommend having any heart attacks. Hungar can tell you about them, but I've
heart attacks suck.
I've never had any yet. But
I
I'm
recommend
sure I
don't.
will. I mean,
Yeah, we went out today because a lot of stuff's closed tomorrow. So,
you are just damned and determined to tell me about this, aren't you?
well, yeah. But if you don't want to hear about, me celebrate my birthday, then fuck you, nigga.
Well, I mean, I do want to hear about just like later when I call you. Do you
I don't
understand
want
what
to talk. Yeah, I don't want to talk about people dying.
Well, we're not going to, but you see what I'm saying though.
Yeah, well, everybody else can know about my awesome birthday today.
Well, okay. I mean, I guess I'm a little bit more private than you are.
Although it's not until tomorrow, but still.
Yeah, you're a New Year's Day baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Double D's doing a thing later, I think.
Yeah, he said he posted on X.
I need to figure out what my X password is so I can actually check my X account. I mean, I can on this computer, but not on the new computer I spend more time on.
Yeah.
So,
You ain't got to worry about it, Death Angel.
what's Death Angel doing?
He said, well, I would have got you a card had I known.
I didn't get him shit.
No.
But I will get you something if you want it.
Yeah, I can't think of anything I need.
Well, that's not the point of.
Or want.
See, that's the.
When I was praying last night, I asked God to look out.
Steam games you wouldn't like?
I don't know. I'll look. But
what if I let you date my waifu in your version of the game?
I was praying when I was praying last night before I went to bed. I was like, Jesus, you look out after all my friends and family, and thank you for everything that you've given me because I got no complaints.
Yeah,
But
so that's, I mean. And we're not going to talk about anyone dying so much, but just to say that, the game did come out in like the 70s and it's 2025. So that's 50, odd years right there. And then if you imagine that most of the people who were creating the game at the time were already in their 40s.
Thank you, James.
It's like they'd be 100. Gotta run to the Home Depot. Oh man, You know,
Hey, RPG Dad.
the thing with the Home Depot is I never go once.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah. Because every time I ever go to the Home Depot, by the time I get home, I realize something I
You
forgot
forgot
that I
something.
really need. So half of the time I'm doing like some work around the house and I had to go to the Home Depot to get stuff. Like the wife and I will go 3 times by the time we're done.
He was born in 1959. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, which is still, too young in my opinion to pass, but I'll tell you what though, instead of feeling sorry for ourselves, if some of us are inclined, we should really just celebrate a guy that had a really badass life.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, he had a great life. He was where was he living? Like in Spain or Portugal or something. He was happily married. I mean, come on, we should all be so lucky. Port Orc Child, how you doing, brother? Happy New Year's coming up.
Yeah. Happy New Year, buddy.
Well, either way, RPG Dad, it doesn't change the fact that he had an awesome life. Oh, dude, you wouldn't even want to drive across town now,
Yeah, St. Cloud's more
Thank
like,
God's a mess. We got like
yeah.
70 plus thousand people living here.
It's
That's
not like
three
back
and a
in the
half
day.
times more people than live in the biggest city near where I live in Kentucky. It's a
Yeah.
mess.
It's not like back in the day when they still had dirt roads.
Or when you could just cross 13th Street
Yeah.
instead of having to do like the weird loop thing that they put in, and when half of the roads in the grid were still dirt. Yeah. No, it's
Yeah,
not
St.
like
Cloud and
that.
Kissimmee is pretty much just merged.
It has, and the back way between St. Cloud and Kissimmee, what is that? Canoe Creek Road or Neptune
Yeah.
Road?
Yep, dude.
Yeah, they're increasing that to a 4 lane, and they're increasing 192 to like it's going to be a 6 lane or an 8 lane. I mean, I'll tell you what, that's the one good thing about Florida though is they will spend money on infrastructure.
Yeah, it just take them 10 years to do it.
Yeah, it just well, I guess it does take that long of a time because they've got to build like on the Neptune Road expansion. Think about it. They're building like 2 bridges. They're moving power poles around. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on there, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, and it all can't just happen overnight, unfortunately. But see, I know a guy who actually worked for TSR back in the second edition days who's still alive, even though sometimes when we hang out, I want to change that.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So he was an editor in the second edition days, but he knew Gygax from before, and um, yep, and I know him personally. He's the guy who gave me all of the Gord the Rogue novels, including the couple of them that are signed by Mr. Gygax himself.
Yeah, the things I don't miss Florida. And what's crazy, before I moved up to Tennessee, I lived in Orlando, East Orlando, right? And
Right.
it was less busy in East Orlando than it is in St. Cloud now.
Yeah, but the problem though, you lived in East Orlando near like Taft.
I lived near Buffalo.
Yeah, the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. But it was
So
quite, it's like St. Cloud was 20 years ago.
right, except with a lot more meth heads.
You know, the Metherson is a big family.
They are a big family. They do get around, don't they? But yeah, so yes, St. Cloud is totally different now. They're putting in another 1,000 houses out off of Neptune Road as we speak.
Off of Nova too.
Yep, which is why they're have to raise or increase the lanes on all the damn streets because
Poor John's coming out with everybody ready for my new game, D&D Daycare Somali Edition. Isn't it great how a YouTuber is the one who got them to crack down on those daycares?
so in that game, like you make a kid and then like you show up and sign your paperwork, but then you leave.
Yeah, you go to the lyric.
There by himself for like 4 hours, and then at the end of it, everybody gets a shit ton of XP.
You take him to the Leering Center.
Yeah, the Leering Center. People have been looking into this shit since the last administration, but the state administration of Minnesota has been like blocking and doing horrible shit. So while I don't want to get involved in a big political what's-a-majab about this, I think we've all heard enough about it. We'll see. I won't be happy until some elected official or 2 or 3 is in handcuffs going to jail.
Or deported.
Until that happens, I'm not believing anything. I know I used to be super Trump man. Now I'm like, until people start going to fucking jail, I'm getting to where I'm like, I'm pissed.
I'm kind of envious of China right now. Their director of agriculture got caught doing a lot of swindling, so they executed his ass.
That is why philosophers say it's only a matter of time before the United States is ran over by a totalitarian revolution. And top of the list so far for who it'll be is Christian fundamentalist nationalists.
You say what you will about China, they fixed the divorce for money type shit. You get married, and if the guy already owns the house, if you decide to divorce him, you get jack and or shit.
I mean, republic is good. Democracy supposedly is good. Unless you read any of the ancient Greek philosophers who all say that they suck balls.
Yeah, the system that always fails.
Yeah. The system, I mean, republics or democracies, whichever, they always lead to a totalitarian dictator. Always. Not like sometimes, every damn time. And that's probably, see, the thing is, the power in the United States isn't in Washington, D.C.
That's in Israel.
18 to 35-year-old men. And if something happens bad enough that all these 18 to 35-year-old men just start like going buck wild, that's the end of the United States. It's over. And the only thing we can hope then is that the 18 to 35-year-old men who take over aren't a bunch of assholes. That they're going to actually, whoever they appoint as king or whatever is going to actually, not be a murderous douchebag. But there's no guarantee. Anywho, I did a video, but I haven't put it up on my channel yet about my top 5 role-playing game settings. Which reminds me, I want to ask you a question.
That's it.
What's your top 5 role-playing game settings?
Shadowrun.
Okay. Shadowrun.
Yeah. Gamma World.
Okay. You like Gamma Earth? Sure.
D&D.
Dude, that's a role-playing game.
Well, any fantasy.
I said your favorite fantasy settings.
Oh, well, Shadowrun.
I'm letting Shadowrun slide because it's tech fantasy.
Well, tech fantasy then.
When what I was really looking for is your opinion on like actual fantasy settings.
Like Lord of the Rings.
I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, yeah. Lord of the Rings counts because we played the shit out of Merps, didn't we?
All right.
Or
Lord
Merp.
of the Rings, Greyhawk.
What?
Uh,
Why Greyhawk?
I just like all the different shit in Greyhawk, man. You can be a knight or you can be a ninja.
That sounds almost like the good old McKee bullshitting his way through a question.
No, you got Cormyr. No, dude, you got the Cormyr area
That's Forgotten
where,
Realms.
huh?
Cormyr's Forgotten Realms, bro. It's
You
near
know,
the Dragon Sea, Cormyr. It's Forgotten Realms.
yeah, okay, you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't, because you keep
Where all
saying
the
all the wrong
frickin'
shit.
knights and shit with the blue frickin' banner and the dragon.
Yeah, Cormyr. Dragon Knights. Forgotten
No,
Realms.
no,
Which I'll
no.
take Forgotten Realms as one of yours. It's one of mine. One of my top fives.
Okay,
Nothing
they're
to do
fine.
with this.
They're fine. Fucking Forgotten Realms, man. I tell you which ones I like, and
And
you're
I
like,
ask you why, and you can't say
and,
why.
and I tell you why, and you're like, oh, that sounds like bullshit.
No, dude, you literally said I like Greyhawk because of Cormyr.
No, I like Greyhawk because there's so many different areas in Greyhawk
Let me in now. Let me in now.
where
Donald
you
Trump,
you know you
Gates, let
can.
me in now. No, Richard put "let me in," and I immediately went into like a Nelly PTSD flashback.
Yeah, I see. I was getting ready to take a nap, and you came online, so I was like, I'm gonna go online with my brother, to hang out with him, and then he's gonna be a dick, and I'm like, why did I? Why did
Wait
I?
a minute. I'm not being a dick. Dude, if you say you like something, you like it, but you got to justify it. And then
Why
if
do I
you
have to
say the
justify
reason
what
you
I
like
like?
one thing, no, listen, brother. If you say the reason you like Greyhawk is because of the capital city of Cormyr,
And
which is
I didn't get the damn name right. Fucking forgive me.
I do. How you doing, Richard?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me fine?
I can hear you fine.
Okay. Good.
So I think I'm just going to stop.
The new mic is finally working. So,
Ungar, I'll just take it that your top 5 is Lord of the Rings.
I'll give you my top 5.
Okay, let's hear your top
All right.
5.
So,
You better be ready to defend
I
what
can
you like.
defend every one of them. Although I don't know if I have 5, but I certainly have my top whatever. So, my favorite, probably, and the one I use the most frequent is probably Greyhawk, and I can explain why.
Yeah.
So, I just like the fact that with the Greyhawk setting, you had plenty of flexibility within the timeline, within the lore, that you can find gaps of 100 years or more in between it, so that you can run a full campaign, including like a 10-year long campaign, and not really step on the toes of the rest of the world lore. So, and you had a bit of everything. I know Hungar was reaching
That's what
for.
Ungar was trying to say.
Yeah, he was
There
trying
was
to
a
say
bit of
that
everything, but then he got
there is an
confused.
oriental realm
Yeah.
of Greyhawk. What is that called? Karatura, which came out with second edition, but it was really attached to Greyhawk.
Right.
Or Orith. So you have it in the world of Orith. So he was right. You do have
I mean,
a
ultimately, he was right, but then I
Yeah.
rattled him, and then he didn't know what to do.
So that's probably my most frequent. My favorite is actually an age, and so that's obviously the Hyborian Age. Robert E. Howard's Hyborian Age, low fantasy, bit of Eldritch horror mixed in there. Cosmic, Eldritch cosmic, there as well, and low fantasy as far as very few magic items, and magic in there is either mostly summoning and charms and that kind of thing, magic is very, very powerful and dangerous to wield.
Right.
So I've always liked that aspect of it as well. Even in a fantasy setting that has it doesn't have fantasy races per se, except for maybe the Serpent Men, if you're going to include that.
Right.
But it still has enough differentiation between the various ethnicities and nationalities, for the more formalized places, that you get a real sense of the world and everything. So yeah, that's another great one. And I played modern games in that as well, like Shadow Dark in the Age of Hyboria works extremely well. Tom Wilson has wrote a number of adventures for that. I've written 2 adventures now in that setting as well. So really do enjoy that setting. My next would have to be Middle Earth, obviously. Although I've always found that there's a difficulty in running anything in Middle Earth without getting involved with the Third Age and the whole, the Fellowship of the Ring and that whole thing, and there isn't enough gaps in there, unless you want to pretend that all of that is not taking place in whatever time frame you're doing it. I don't even think MERPS, if I remember, MERPS had you running parallel to that storyline, so it would come in, and so that's my one problem with Middle Earth, is that it's very difficult to separate from the Lord of the Rings.
What I'd like to do in a Middle Earth campaign would be like do before the fall of Moria or during the fall of Moria, where the dwarves are dealing with
Like the Second Age.
Yeah, it's
Balrog
still
and
so
shit.
that's Second Age, and yeah, you could do something in one of the other, like, more obscure ages, which is fine. Like Second Age is a pretty obscure one. There's not as much yet. You can't do First Age,
Not
because
unless
there
all the
was
players are playing basically demigods.
yeah, and it was jam packed with with too much lore in there that you'd step on the lore's toes, anytime you try to deviate from it.
When I ran MERP, I ignored the lore.
Yeah, which I would
ran
see.
the world.
Yeah, the only
And
time you could,
it's
like,
okay.
in my opinion, the only time you could do that is if you're going outside of the timeline. So you go, 10 years after
Right.
the latest period. So you go 10 years into the Fourth Age, and same thing with Greyhawk. Like, I used to say, well, what's the final timeline that came out, and then I will start the campaign, 50 years after that. That way you don't have to worry about any of the other stuff that happened before.
Yeah.
Hyperion Age, you don't have that problem.
For Greyhawk, I'll be honest, Greyhawk is on my top 5 list. And the only reason Greyhawk is on my top 5 list is because of the Sheldamar Valley. I could do without any other part of Greyhawk. It doesn't impress me all overly much. But the Sheldamar Valley region, to me, is like perfection for a fantasy setting. You've got everything.
Doesn't Greyhawk also have the Irish islands?
Nope, Forgotten Realms, the Moonshae Isles.
Okay, so I like Forgotten Realms.
There's nothing wrong. Forgotten Realms is on my top 5 too.
Yeah,
the Grey
And I like
Mongolian on the cover,
and I like Ravenloft.
which was its own setting there for a while. Yeah,
it became its own setting. Originally, it was just a module, and
originally it was you travel.
Wasn't designed to be its
a
whole new setting. I think that came in third edition that they converted it to its whole setting.
I think at the very end of second edition, they might have put out the Realms of Darkness box set.
Okay.
And it had Ravenloft. It had the kingdom Lord Soth ruled. It had freaking some mummy kingdom. I think Asirak had a kingdom, and it was all of these shadow realms. and
Well,
they were
since
all
you
divided
mentioned
by
Lord Soth,
myth.
yeah, so Dragonlance would be in your top.
No, but Lord Soth did have his own realm in Ravenloft.
Right. So I would say Dragonlance. I really enjoyed the first 6 novels of Dragonlance.
The
I never,
Dragonlance novels were great, but I couldn't see. There's too much shit going on in Dragonlance to actually run a campaign.
right. Yeah.
Exactly.
You'd have to kind of put it in a time after, after the storyline,
Right.
at least after the first 6 storyline.
Right.
But it was a world that wasn't so fleshed out that you couldn't find gaps.
Blanc area. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was
No, I'm
looking at
just
Michael
was
thing, too.
reading his Michael Strongholds. No, see, for me, it's Pamarge over to the mountains, and then it's the mountains where Igwelv's tomb is, all the way south to like the Sea Princes or whatever they're called. And then, of course, Lindor Isles, I think, is in there too. And that, because I love the 3 Ulics, the county, the duchy, and the frickin' barony of Ulick, and then Keelland's right across the river. And it just really has a lot of good everything there. And Forgotten Realms, man, that gray box Forgotten Realms set was like tits.
The campaign that I'm playing in right now on Fridays is Forgotten Realms. We're up near
Yeah, I
Neverwin.
have a feeling that one of your favorite settings, Haas, is Forgotten Realms.
It is.
You keep naming Forgotten Realms. I keep talking about Greyhawk, and you're like, there's nothing wrong with that, though. There's absolutely, I mean, Forgotten Realms is going to go down in history as one of the most beloved fantasy settings of all time. Even if no one ever even played it very much now, it doesn't matter. It's already earned its spot.
Except for Dritz. Dritz can.
Let's be fair. The first 3 Dritz books were good.
Yeah, they were.
And then they started getting a little bit overboard, and it was like, wait, what? What's going on?
I had a hard time with the halflings. What is it called? The halflings gemstone.
Yeah.
Was that the 3rd one?
And all that.
Yeah, I wasn't had a hard time getting through that and just following it along. I kind of lost interest in it.
Well, and now they have to go back on all of it because Wizards of the Coast has decided that Drow can't be that evil.
Yeah.
And when the story about Dritz growing up before he left the Underdark, those were the best ones.
Yeah. No,
right. When they tried to make him have sex with his own sister, and then his other sister was like having an orgy with demons, and
and
like,
Jarlaxle.
it was crazy. It was like, Jarlaxle, who hated Drow so bad. That's why he was the sword master, because he liked killing other Drow. I mean, that was the best part. But now in today's more open-minded and loving D&D, you got to ignore those 3 books right off the bat.
I agree with you, Cody.
Well, I mean,
the bug characters.
Forgotten Realms. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Before you had, back when Elminster was a guy that you knew existed, but he wasn't constantly climbing up your ass all the time.
Yeah.
And doing shit. It was like, hey, there is a very powerful Archmage over there, but he's it's like when you're playing Lord of the Rings. If you're hanging out in the Troll Shells, that Elrond is not that far away, but that don't mean you're going to run to him all the time.
Yeah.
Or he's even going to talk to you if you do. So, yeah. But Greyhawk, Sheldamar Valley, F the rest. I don't even care about it. So
I liked running I ran a campaign in
top 3, right? Richard? You were on top 3. Hungar so far is done 2.
I gave you so if we get out of fantasy, because I know you originally said favorite RPG settings.
Yeah.
I thought the setting for Star Frontiers was phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
absolutely loved it.
United Planetary Federation.
Yeah, I thought that that was the gem of that game system. Better than the game system itself. You know, the game system itself was, in my opinion, kind of broken. If you didn't have at least one character that could do something that the others could not, like you needed to have a technician, like a mechanic, you needed a computer specialist, you needed a medic, you needed, if you were missing any one of those 4 or 5, well, probably 5 specialties, then you couldn't function in a mission. It's like you needed one of everything, and so that was the flaw of that system. Also, I think that characters started off with too little chance to do certain skills. Like if your base was like a 45%, you know, to start off with, a 45% chance of being successful at anything throws you into a real jam for things like that. But anyway, the setting was awesome, you know. So that would be my fourth, and then my final. I mean, I enjoyed. Actually, I'll go with Bushido. All right.
Bushido?
Yeah, Bushido. That was the best, probably the most accurate portrayal of feudal Japan.
And for that reason, I would, if I were going to pick something like that, I would have chose Ryukyugen. Because I love L5R. I loved the card game. I loved the role-playing game. L5R, I like the war game.
I was going to say L5R because I love L5R. Like, my favorite setting of any game ever has always been and will always be Shadowrun.
Yeah.
And I also really, really enjoyed Dark Conspiracy.
You know, they're supposedly coming out with another one of those.
Cool.
Because Mark Miller gave all the rights to all of the Game Designer Workshop games to Mongoose Press, and which Mongoose immediately said, hey, they're not going to interfere with anything that Free League has done. So no worries about, you know, Twilight 2000 or any of that. But they're supposedly working on a version of Dark Conspiracy, but it's probably going to use Mongoose Traveler rules.
Which is cool.
You know, unless they get the rights from Free League and they make Dark Conspiracy, but it uses Twilight 2000 4th edition.
Which would be better.
Which would be better, but deadly. I mean, people would die.
Dark Conspiracy is supposed to be deadly.
Yeah. So, okay, guys. And guys, I've been reading the comments. Yeah, Talislanta didn't make my top 5.
Which I'm surprised on that, bro.
I know, because of how much of a Talislanta guy I am. But it didn't make the top 5 because I was trying to go for settings that were like a bit more not so niche, let's say. I mean, Talislanta, I love it. I own all the new stuff, Epic Talislanta, all of that. But it really has become a hipster game. Because it's like, you know, it's like somebody's like, I play D&D. And then, you know, the super hipster in that group would be like, well, I play Talislanta. Still no elves. You know, and it's like, okay, whatever. I mean, because no one else is playing Talislanta. Try to get people to play Talislanta. They look at you like you're trying to beat them or something, you know?
I'll play.
Well, I know you will, but you're my bro, man. You and I always played games together. And we made characters for Talislanta, and people said they wanted to play, but then at the last minute, everybody's like, "Oh, you know,
there's no elves,
you know, OSC and your homebrew setting." And because they didn't want to learn a new rule set, which is why the game I'm running now is perfect, since the rule set is the one most of us started with, or at least played the most of.
No, we're not talking Arduin, but we can talk Arduin. That is a god. I've got all the books, and I like it, but there's a lot of Godzo in that game.
Shadow had the people who make Arduin send me a copy, and also Boros and Borderlands. So I've been kind of skimming through those, and the one thing that I don't understand is because Shadow bought the Hyperborea Player's Handbook, which is unfortunate since all of the setting materials in the GM guide, right?
No, well, Hyperborea, he's coming out with a setting book next.
He needs
yeah,
to.
he is.
I was just talking about that.
Yeah, Comorium. That's coming out this. Yeah, that's coming out this year.
Well, that is great news, because I kid you not, Richard, I literally was just saying that exact thing.
Yeah. No,
instead of having the atlas that has all of the map and stuff,
yeah,
come out with a book that's got the map, but actually explains something.
Yeah, what's in there? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we played 2E Shadowrun a lot, right?
Yeah, 2E Shadowrun was our.
That was peak.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cody agrees. Yeah, we. Because I'll tell you right now, once they start introducing like tech mages and all kinds of crazy shit like that, it wasn't Shadowrun anymore. And I know it seems weird to say this, talking about Shadowrun, but magic and technology really do need to be separate. And in Shadowrun, they are. If you're a mage and you go getting technology put into your body, your magical ability drops through the basement. Next thing you know, you're a burnout mage who used to know magic, but now you can't do it anymore because, and yeah, I heard when
Happy late birthday.
Introducing like a mage that could somehow use magic to hack a computer, it was like, yep, that's the bridge too far for me.
What I liked about the street mages, they did have cyberware, but it was only ice.
Yeah, but the thing with the street mage, he did have the augmented vision. But that also meant that instead of having an essence of 6, he had like an essence of 5.5.
Yeah. And happy late birthday, Satya. My birthday is actually tomorrow.
Your birthday was yesterday. Hungar's is tomorrow. Look at all these David Bowie elves and Commodore. That's what I'm talking about. That's Shadowrun. Yeah. All the elves look like David Bowie, and everyone's carrying around a deck to hack into shit that looks like a Commodore 64. It's like, yeah.
And Orc's deck, too.
Yeah. That was peak Shadowrun. They kept trying to increase like the tech level, and it ended up making it where it was like, just not good.
Yeah.
Also, every rule set they've ever put out for Shadowrun since 2nd edition, in my opinion, has just been a mess.
Yeah.
An absolute mess.
Would you count Warhammer as a fantasy setting?
Warhammer?
Yeah.
What?
Fantasy? Yeah, Warhammer's a fantasy setting.
Yeah, like we played
like original? Yeah, the original. Yeah, there's Warhammer Fantasy, yeah.
Yeah, fucking dwarf slayers, man. Witch hunters.
Yeah, but weren't you like an Estalian duelist or something?
For one game I was, and for one game I was Priest Sigmar.
Yeah, for the first game you were a Priest of Sigmar, but for the second game we played, you were a Tillian duelist.
Yes, I was.
So he was running around a lot with the basically picture
Inigo
Montoya running around the Empire with his rapier and Mangaush and not being well liked because he was a Tillian, and most Imperial citizens don't have a lot of love or trust for Tillians.
and not being well liked because I got in a duel with a knight and I got him right in his freaking visor.
Yeah, that was bad. Well, good for you, but yeah, I didn't even count Warhammer on my list because um, I would have had to make the list longer.
A small angry dog. That's right, Cody.
That's right, the Rat Hunter. Initial starting equipment: a pole with die 10 rats and a small but vicious dog. It's like, but people laugh about the Rat Hunter in old school or even new Warhammer, but that guy started with so many bonuses against poison, disease. Yeah, start as a Rat Hunter, and by the time you're of a level to be something else, you're going to be really badass.
Yep.
So anyway, my list was super, I think, simple. It was Birthright, Forgotten Realms, Greyhawk, especially the Sheldamar Valley region. Number 2 was the Iron Empire for Adventure Conqueror King. I mean, I would only play the Iron Empire if I were playing Adventure Conqueror King and vice versa. I feel like they're really bound together. And then number 1 was Hyperborea. And the main reason I chose Hyperborea for number 1 is you said Hyboria, right? Well, Hyperborea has everything Hyborea's got. Plus, it's got Lovecraft and Clark Ashton Smith and literally anything you want at any time is all there.
Hyperborea has some technology that Hyboria does not have.
Right. That is true. Like the crab alien guys, if you manage
they have laser guns and that kind of thing in Hyperborea. Yes.
You can get if you manage to kill Amigo, you might get their crystal disintegrator pistol.
Right.
Or not. I mean, you might just end up dead for effing around with Migo.
Yeah, Hyboria still has Cthulhu mythology in it. Some of the what was it, the Black Monolith, which is the Conan thing, that's very Cthulhu. You can even say Tower of the Elephant has the cosmic eldritch horror connected to it as well.
The Tower of the Elephant was great.
Yeah, the elephant, they were a race from like another dimension or something.
Yeah, it's eldritch horror.
Well, I mean, Ari Howard and Lovecraft were like hardcore pen pals.
Pen pals. Yeah, they were pen pals.
Buddies. They like.
Speaking of Conan, I get to go see Conan the Barbarian in theaters on the 7th.
Nice.
Long shot. Playing to Hyperborea this weekend. Same, homie.
Socha lost 3 soldiers in his Frostgrave game, and when he wrote, they were dead.
Well, Socha, the good news is thieves and thugs are 0 gold to recruit.
Yep.
It sucks if you lost like actual good, well-trained soldiers, and now you got to hire some scumbags. But you do at least get your full party the next time you go into the city.
Brother, I'm going to bounce and take a nap.
Yeah. I'll call you later.
Yeah. I eat my weight in sushi. Everybody have great.
I mean, one thing about around here is no matter how much I wanted, I could not get a lot of my players to play the Conan game. They just
2D20?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great system. It really is.
The reason they wouldn't play it had nothing to do with the system. It had to do with they just didn't want to play Conan.
We don't have to play Conan.
I really wanted to play Conan. Yeah. I have like all of the 2.20 books, all of them that they put out in print. I have.
Yeah.
And but then I flashed Hyperborea at them, and they're like, "Yeah, let's play that."
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, it's like my wife who was like, "I don't want to play Conan. That's a boys' game." In Hyperborea, she's playing a Viking berserker.
Mm.
Running around. Her character's like 6'2", covered in scars with long blonde hair and green eyes, and she's got like a great axe, and and then one of the other people is an Amazon assassin, and we've got an Atlantean cryomancer, and
Yeah.
so it's like, I think the main deal was, though, when I showed them Player's Handbook, they noticed that it's basically like AD&D, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we can do this."
Yeah.
It's just AD&D, really. So they all jumped in, and then of course I put the Cats of Ulthar in Comorium because there is no Ulthar. And that really intrigued the players. The fact that there's cats that once a month jump to the second moon. And if you harm a cat in any way, you would instantly be put to death by order of, the rulers of Comorium. And they're like, that's weird, but cool, so far and we ran through Rats in the Wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surprised at how much magic that thing gave away.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's that's one of the things in there.
I mean, there was a lot of magical items in there.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of easy ways to die. And in the final battle, the Nagana or whatever, like at one point, half of the party was on the ground bleeding out.
Yeah.
If it had not been for the Hyperborean cleric, not a specialist, straight cleric, let me tell you, the class that shined, oh my God. Just the straight up generic cleric is just a beat stick.
Yeah.
Especially if you've got some decent stats in con or strength. All of a sudden, you've got a guy who's able to wear heavy armor, carry a shield, and use like broadswords and spears and battle axes.
Right.
And he's running around just whipping ass, And also, he had 2 healing spells because he had a high enough wisdom to get that bonus first level spell.
Right.
No other bonus spells, but at least he got the first level one, And the other character that was a real standout was the Berserker when she berserked.
Yeah.
Because it like her number of attacks went to like 3 every 2, and then she got like extra bonuses to hit and damage, and lost some AC. But of course, the danger is once they berserk, you kind of got to stand back, because at the end of the berserk, when the last enemy dies, they got to make a roll, or they just keep going, and then it's like, so she's the only reason they defeated the Nagana in the end, the demon possessed rat thing.
Right.
Excuse me. Was because shit was getting really bad, and she finally said, F it, I'm berserking.
I'm waiting to see if I have enough players to actually run that. So we play Thursday mornings, and we only have 2 players, and it's just not enough.
No, that's not enough. The second you actually get fully engaged in that adventure, 2 players, you're dead.
Yeah.
Hang it up. It's like,
I'm waiting to
and
see.
it's weird stuff about the game that makes it deadly. I was talking to somebody. It's like, in D&D, you fight giant rats. Who cares? In Hyperborea, you fight giant rats. Well, every time they hit you, there's a 1 in 6 chance you catch a disease and you could die.
Yeah.
So that makes it an entirely different situation. What is up there?
Happy New Year to both of you.
Happy New Year.
Late in the day.
Happy New Year's to you. My wife is over here cooking something.
Nice.
So getting back on our topic of settings, so James Raggy sent me the Jamestown setting. Lamentations of the Flame Princess. So this is the true relation of the Great Virginia Disastrum, 1633. So it is a 3-book volume, 3-book set for running Lamentations of the Flame Princess in 1633 Jamestown. I'm sure that there'll be some weirdness thrown in there as well.
Is Jamestown the colony that vanished?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
That's
no,
Roanoke.
They just found
was Roanoke.
Krakatoa
That's
carved
Roanoke.
onto a tree.
That was Roanoke.
That's Roanoke.
Okay.
They found the
okay.
word Croatoa carved on the tree.
So, and then you also said the Nebulith.
Well, I was only mentioning that because that
Yeah.
proves you can play Jamestown with some weird shit.
Yeah, it's
You know,
I'm going to be
It's up
really
back
digging
here.
into this thing, because this is this was right up my alley. Being a
History
former
guy.
history teacher,
Right.
having my master's degree in U.S. history, it's like I can't wait to dig into this and just take it all in. And then the one from Zach Smith is Japanese, so we'll see how he handles that. I mean, the layout of this thing is just bizarre. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but I mean, that's how it's laid out. I mean, it's like every page is like a piece of art, and the rules, mechanics, and everything are kind of buried inside the art. I mean, it's just crazy.
Well, maybe he's trying to jump on that
it's like
Mordheim thing.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a beautiful book. I don't know
But
how.
then again, on the
easy
other hand, Zach Smith is an artist first.
Yeah,
and foremost.
I don't know how easy it's going to be to actually read it because
Catch you
of
later,
that.
Mike.
But I might have to get the PDFs just so I can actually blow them up and be able to read them better, because it's these old eyes are not what they used to be. And
See,
so
a Jamestown campaign, depending on if the players are trying to travel west through the Cumberland Gap, could include all of the crazy hillbilly voodoo shit that you.
Oh yeah, well it has the new lands, which is in book 2, so I guess that's exactly what they're doing, right? They're
Right across the mountains would be,
and
it's
then,
still considered Virginia, but it would one day become Kentucky and Tennessee.
and then there's the volume 3 is the Prodigies, Monsters, and Index. So this will give me a good sense of how crazy it's going to get.
Well, I mean, you would have wampum cats, moon-eyed people, dogmen, hairy men, or Bigfoots, degenerative tribes that are cannibals, the mountain witches, which that's a big thing, like the Bell Witch and all that.
I'm seeing like Powhatan cleric spells. Let's see.
Nice.
And
yeah, I think were more in Virginia. There really weren't any Indians in Kentucky that much. They tended to live in like Carolina down to Georgia, the Cherokee. And Kentucky was considered to be like holy or sacred land. They would go there to bury their dead.
Zastromized honeybees. So it'll be very interesting to see creeplings.
And a wampus cat is basically a 6-legged, gigantic mountain lion type thing.
Yeah.
That will run you down and eat you. The Cherokee elders talk about them all the time. Wampum cats or wampus cats.
The Chimus Remembrance. Looks like a really weird, strange creature.
Well,
this thing resembles a 7-foot hank of meat that's something partially digested and vomited. Worm-like nerves and nerve-like worms connect regions of different textures, and it leaves a glistening trail, moving with hesitation as if blind.
Here's the thing. If you want weird monsters, Slavic, I think, is number 1, but number 2 is definitely Indians.
Well, I just did a short of the Codex Slavicum from Castles and Crusades.
Right. And I, of course, know some of them just because I know some of them, plus Baptism of Fire and all that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you get into some of like the Indian like boogeymen, and they're truly wild things.
Yeah.
Like now the Cherokee have a good one called a Nunahi, and they're basically like, they look like Cherokee, but they live in warrens in the earth, and they're known to like help out kids who get lost in the forest and stuff. So every now and then there were stories in Appalachia about someone got lost, and then they met a really pretty Cherokee girl, and the Cherokee girl took the kid to her lodge and gave him some tea, and then the next day she leads him out of the forest. But there's some kind of like spiritual thing, like a dryad or something, but they all look like Cherokee. But there's some crazy, I mean, we always think Wendigo. Wendigo is nothing. That is like the top of the iceberg when it comes to like some of the crazy monsters that the Indians believed in.
Right.
I mean, yeah, Wendigo is nothing. There's a warrior spirit one that like bounces around and just kills people with invisible arrows. I mean, anyway, though, I could go on about that. That's very exciting. The Jamestown thing, that's very exciting. Plus, you could just be like Solomon Kane and hunt down witches.
Yeah, Solomon Kane. I have that, and that's I have that from Savage Worlds.
Yeah, but I'm just
Kane,
saying
the
you
first
could use
edition of it.
Jamestown and make a fighter and buy a brace of pistols and just be like, you're a witch hunter now.
Yeah.
You know, because you're using Lamentations, right? And that's basically BX.
Yes.
And then, so you could hunt witches. You could.
Oh yeah, you could do everything in the Solomon Kane stories are awesome.
See, I'm a bit of a history guy myself, though I am uneducated in history, but I have been to Colonial Williamsburg multiple times.
Yeah, I haven't been there since I
And
was
the one time we went, I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express.
Yes.
So, you've been to Colonial Williamsburg too?
Oh yeah, yeah. When I was a kid.
Oh man, my wife
Yeah,
and
when
I
I was
love
a kid,
that.
I went there for. It was an elementary school trip, but we went to Philadelphia and we also went to Virginia on an elementary school trip. So that would have been in mid to late 70s, probably for the bicentennial. That's probably when we went.
We went 2 years ago and we rented a on-site hotel room, and we ate at the tavern where like Jefferson and all those guys used to get together to drink.
Yeah.
And I got a tour of the Wythe House, which is where Jefferson apprenticed to become an attorney. I mean, just awesome shit. You know? Nothing compared to Europe. Like you go to Frankfurt and they're like, oh, this is a convenience store. This building's been here since, 1109. It's like, okay. But it's still really neat. And we went on the ghost tour where they talk about like the Masons dug shit tons of tunnels all over underneath Williamsburg so that they could like have meetings and do their whatever. That's awesome though.
So Bear, what's your plans for today?
I'm doing a show on my radio, my music channel.
Nice.
Doing the top 50 of like based on all the top 50s we did the numbers on them to figure out which were the actual top 50 songs for the year, and I'm going to do that.
Nice.
Because I don't drink and I don't like crowds.
And you don't smoke, so what do you do?
I do smoke occasionally.
He thinks.
Come on, Bear.
I know what you do. Okay, fuck. Are you so insecure I have to acknowledge every joke you make that hard? Oh my God, James. Goody two shoes, adamant. Great job, buddy. Woo.
Yes.
Feel better now?
The answer is yes and yes. The second
I'm
answer
not your
is
wife.
also yes.
I'm not your wife. Not
I
your
don't know.
wife.
It's legal up there. So, I mean.
It's legal down there, too.
So there you go. I mean, the only thing that
Still
would be a
not your
put off
wife.
for me is the whole sex thing.
Not.
If all we did is
marry-
hang out though and order pizza or something, I'd be okay. Oh, the cat's like, Daddy, I love you.
Gonna be one of those days. He's a
I used to go to all those sites out there. Oh yeah, they're lovely. And the fact that they put out a setting in that era, I think that's an underserviced era, really.
What?
Just hearing Richard show me the books and hearing him describe it, my brain just blew up with like 100 ideas of things, Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to starting to read it and go through it and then review it You know, and then I want him to come on, on the channel. I'd love to have James come on the channel. And
Raggy
Yeah,
shouldn't be hard to get, and I used to, until I stopped, talk to Zach Sabbath almost every day on Discord. He's a whiny bitch. So an artist. He's an artist, and he acts like an artist. He's a prima donna a little bit. And I was trying to convince him to re-release all of his books and stop whining and whatever, and he wouldn't do it because he was super upset about the Mandy Morbid bullshit. And I was like, F that, bro. People want to buy your books. I mean, Mordheim is a good book. It really is. But he was being him. But James Raggy, multiple people have had him on their channel. So if he'll send you a bunch of books, I can't imagine why he wouldn't.
he sent me a whole bunch of stuff.
That's
I bought a bunch of stuff too, but he sent me an equal portion of stuff to review.
Yeah. My point being, though, if he's willing to send you merchandise, I'm sure he could make 15 or 20 minutes out of his busy day of saunaing in freaking Finland to pop on and say, hey. Because the last video I saw of him was him standing sweaty and shirtless and hairy as hell in a sauna somewhere in Finland. And like, luckily they kept the camera above the waistline.
Yeah, he does he goes to conventions and stuff, but I think he only goes to like the really big ones.
I thought he was in Norway for some reason.
What's that, Gary?
I always thought he was in Norway for some reason.
Yeah, Raggy is a Finnish expat. He was American. He moved to Finland.
Yeah, no, but I thought I remembered seeing him say he was in Norway at one point, or Oslo.
He might have been.
But
yeah, he may.
Yeah, I'm also insane, so it could be that. Don't jump on.
Hey, you and me
you
both.
Could be
brother.
right. I could be very wrong, and probably am.
Finland is the happiest nation on earth, I think they say.
Well, that's nice for them.
So maybe that's why he moved there. Finnish women are easy.
Not now.
Oh, it is dinner time, gentlemen. So,
Richard, thank you for joining.
Yep, thank you, and
Thank
happy
you
New Year
for
to
sharing
the
your
two of
setting
you.
voices.
I will see you
appreciate it.
sometime, probably tomorrow. I'll be online again tomorrow.
Okay.
You'll have a great one.
You too, sir.
Take it easy. Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, we're talking about like top 5 favorite fantasy settings for gaming and stuff.
Nice.
Well, I mean, Coyote. No, I doubt any setting in which a meteor struck Europe and destroyed all white people will not be on my list. Now, Rakugan would, because I just love L5R. And I don't think there's any white people in Rakugan. So it's
Who's trolling you now?
No one's trolling. That's an actual game setting. That's some idiots.
No, I said, who's saying that Coyote game would be on your? I don't have the chat open.
Oh, Coco, a Canadian. It's always
Coco. It's Coco. It's Coco being silly Coco.
Coco beware. Coco be gorilla. I like that.
All I have to say just to pass her by is anger is an energy.
I could be right. I could be wrong. Public image.
I could be right. I could be wrong. I could be right.
See, when
they put a hot wire to my head because of the things I did and said. They made these feelings go away. A model citizen in every way. Come on, man. It's fucking, what's his name?
See, I was thinking I could be right. Or you could be right.
Yeah, you're thinking of Billy Joel. Yeah.
But I just might be the lunatic you're looking for. I mean, everybody loves
Turn
Billy
out
Joel.
the light. Don't try to play me. You may be wrong for all I know, but you may be right. Yeah. Oh, Ye Old Geek's going live at 5 p.m. Is he going to actually have just a chilling out stream, or is he going to be fucking doing crazy shit like playing live action books again?
I don't know. It's my fault. I haven't actually talked to him, and I don't blame him because, I mean, if I were going to blame him for not contacting me, then I need to blame me for not reaching out to him. Kind of like with Max, how Max passed it on that he misses me and all that. And it's like, I can't be mad at Max for not seeing him because I've been busy doing stupid shit too.
That's fair. That's fair. We all do stupid shit.
Well, I mean, I just get involved hanging out with you and stuff, and then I don't.
How's it? Wait a minute. How am I the one that's responsible for your bullshit?
Well, maybe I enjoy hanging out with you more than other options that I had at my disposal here.
Maybe you're talking a little bit of bullshit right now to try and take the guilt off yourself. No,
because I already.
no, it's true. I've listened. I've done the same thing. I've hung out with you guys and missed out on stuff that I should have done, and I didn't. And I don't regret it because I was hanging out with you guys.
Right. And I don't regret it. I just take credit for it because, you know.
I tell you, Sax, I miss the weekly panels on the Yield Geeks channel, and I hate that it's just become fucking reading books. It's like, ugh, you know.
Well, I don't mind him doing the Choose Your Own Adventure books. They're fun.
No, they're fun, but it's like, you know, I miss when we had conversations. Like, I'm a big fan of conversations, right?
Yeah. Except with me, I understand.
I'm actually usually a very big fan of conversations with you, except when you're in your fucking hyped up troll mode.
I'm sorry.
You don't have someone else to fucking target, so you just poke my button until I fucking snap like a fucking trout.
I will say this: the old geek, his module work was really good. Like when
I used to love those
modules and be like, "This is what's going down."
Yeah. I used to love those fucking things.
That was the shit right there. That was really good. I think, unfortunately, though, for him he did all the modules. You know, there's only so many to do. Unless he wanted to start doing like Goodman Games or whatever modules.
Yeah, I haven't been on Discord all day. Wow. I've been working on Final Age all fucking.
There's a meme that says that Shadow's gay. There's a meme where you're wearing an Ushanka with your cat on your head.
Of course I am.
And there's a meme where I'm screaming Hyperborea about something. So, you know.
Yeah, so the usual.
The usual. Yep, the usual stuff. Baby, are you cooking?
Hey.
Baby, are you cooking?
I'm starting potatoes and stuff, and I've got the steaks ready. It's not ready yet, if that's your question.
No, I'm just questioning if you are actually doing it.
Yeah, I'm cooking.
Oh, okay.
Just rolling up all the steaks and shit.
Well, you know, here's the thing is that a lot of those Goodman Games modules would 100%. I have ran them with AD&D. So, and there are like hundreds of them, like Goodman Games. They just crank them out, and they sell some of them like $5 for an adventure. One of my favorite adventures of all time that I ever ran is a Goodman Games. It's like the something of the ancient barbarians or something. You got to raid like an old barrow and get a spear and kill a spirit wolf and do all kinds of crazy shit. And the whole adventure is literally like 17 pages long, but it's just so full of content. You know what I mean? And so I have a lot of the Goodman Games adventures, and I'll probably run them with Hyperborea at some point. If I run out of something to do, I'll just find an adventure that seems like it would fit in that spot. And, you know, change some town names. So instead of Harrod, maybe they'll be in Dunwich, you know, but otherwise they'll be the same thing. Mishka, Sha. Both my wife and my dog are very unhappy about my new bed. It's very tall, and they both have a really hard time getting on it. Last night, I got to watch my little elfie wife jumping around for like 15 minutes trying to get on the bed. And I was just laying on it laughing. And she's like, she would get up and she'd be like, so close. And then she'd slide up. And I'm just like, come on. Do you need me to get you a stool? No, I don't need a stool. I was just crack. Oh, don't make that pouty face. That's what you get for being fun sized.
And here I am making you steak and Spanish pinwheels, sweet potatoes, and
I know you're making me my sweet potatoes and my steak. Whatever. I appreciate it. I love you. I can't help it when things are funny, though.
You're a saint, lady. You're a saint.
Lady. Bear
If I was in the
said-
same room with him, he'd have summer teeth. Some are there, some are gone.
See,
But
he said if he was in the room with me, I'd have summer teeth.
you have what?
Summer teeth. Some are here, some are there.
Oh gosh.
Oh, now we get to stare at his cat's butt for a while.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think Beans is trying to open up an OnlyFans.
We tried that. It didn't
You
work.
know,
I told you this.
subscribe to his OnlyFans. For only $1, you can look at a cat's butt.
I do have to go because my food's about to arrive. I'm treating myself to Lebanese food for New Year's
Oh,
Eve,
nice.
and then I'm going
What
to
you
start
got?
the
Some
show at
stuffed
5.
grape leaves.
No,
Food.
pitas, chicken pitas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, really good. Yeah, I love
Well,
those.
enjoy it, man.
But I got to do that, and then I got my show starting at 5:30 because it's going to take that long to do all 50 fucking.
Yeah,
songs.
you know, if you're going to leave, I'm going to probably drop off anyway because I got real world shit I could be like doing. I did finish these guys, not that you care, but other people might.
Oh, nice.
I finished my four unit squad of Typhon siege tanks, and I'll get them painted up. And I'm doing a test paint job. Where did he go? How hard should it be to find something that's bright red?
That I can't tell you.
Yeah. Look at me looking around like a schmuck. Like, come on, man.
This guy.
Where did it go? Where did it go?
Here, I'll show you something really quick.
You do that.
That
Oh,
you
it's
might
right in
like.
front of me, literally on top of the paint bottle.
Okay. So I spent all day working on the bestiary for Final Age,
Nice.
and I'm going to show you. I think is the weirdest but kind of coolest thing I've made so far. It's really weird looking. I call it a crag crawler, and it's basically. Hang on, I'll show you here. Window. There we go. Share. It's like a stone or a rock turtle that lives in like the rocky areas and will fuck you up and is super armored.
See, you
Not
say
bad.
turtle. I look at that and I see like giant, super evil pill bug.
Yeah, that too. There you go. I see that.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
that's like not something I'd want to wander into on a narrow mountain pass. You know?
No, you really wouldn't want to run into that. at
No,
all.
because
would
it could
not
probably
end well.
survive a roll down the mountain pretty good. You on the
Oh,
other hand,
yes.
this is the
Yeah.
basic color I'm doing. These are Saturnine Terminators. So that's the basic red for Blood Angels. And I'll have to do their weapons and everything in metallic.
All right, I gotta go. Bye. Happy New Year,
Well,
sir.
everyone else, thanks for joining. And salute. Go Wildcats. Even though I don't even know if any sports thing's happening. But I gotta rep my team. I'm going to upload that video about top 5 whatevers. Feel free to comment and say what your top 5 are. Who knows? It could start a whole chain of me making videos about it. And I might actually dig out my Goodman Games modules that I've ran and pull a old geek and just go through them and be like, okay, this one was really cool. And This one wasn't cool. That thing would eat my treasure, steal my wife, and raise my child while demanding child support. Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? But yeah, for those of you who will be partying and stuff tonight, make good decisions and have a very good time. And we'll see you next year, which honestly, you older guys know. It's like the older you get, it seems like the faster time flies. I mean, it's already going to be what, 2026? It's like, really? It seems like it just turned 2025 like a week ago. You know what I mean? But anywho, peace and love, guys, and have a